Hello and welcome back to another video. So this video today is going to be the start of the testing. I'm down here this evening after work. The weather, surprise, surprise, is horrendous. We were going to keep the cattle out in the field this evening, just bring them in the morning, but the forecast is shocking for tonight. So we're just going to bring them in for the night. Hopefully tomorrow then we'll leave them back out again. I'm just after cleaning out my pen maybe 3 days ago, disinfected the whole lot, ready for calving. But look, that's just how it goes. So Isabella is going to go into the pen with the Charolais heifer that's outside. Big Black is going to go in with the two girls here, and the calves are going to come into the pen here. Hopefully Isabella and the heifer will get on. I suppose if I give them enough food, they'll be quiet. Yeah, it's just so annoying that I cleaned that out and everything ready to go. But we'll get going because the weather is supposed to turn really, really nasty soon. So I'm going to fly through it, get this girl moved, get down, bring them up, and we'll separate then.
When I said I was going to fly through it, I meant it, and everyone was very obliging, which made it easier. So first up was Isabella into the pen. Not a bother to her. We didn't even have the gate set up or anything outside. Just Rob was in front of her and I was behind her. Then I went down. They came straight out of the field. A couple at the end, but okay. Then got them into the shed. They all came straight in without any drama. They actually ran past me on the road on the way up. So thankfully Rob was stopping them going from town. Although I think they knew exactly where they were going and were happy to get in there. So it was just to get them out the back door now and around into the slats. They were absolutely grand as well. They're always a little bit hesitant going out the small door, of course, but when there's two people doing it, it makes it a lot easier. It's great to have them so quiet, but you tend to have difficulty moving them when they are quiet because I have a stick in my hand. They don't even know what a stick is or what it's used for because I never use a stick on them. Whereas if a cow sees a stick, they know what it's there for, you know. So, but look, they all went out, not a bother. I was around in the slats and Rob just closed the door up there after Pippi. And then it was just Debbie left to put into the pen. And again, she was grand. It took a little bit of wrangling, but we got her in no bother. And Isabella didn't even come out, which was fairly good going now. And turned out that they would actually be the best of pals, really. So that one worked out really well because we were a little worried about that one. Then all I'm doing here is taking off this bar on the calving pen, just so that one heifer can stick the head out here to the silage and then the other one can stick her head out through the head gate as normal. I don't think we've had to use it before because we haven't had two animals in the pen together, but again it just worked out really well. And look, with cattle it's all about just training them to it, I suppose. Why am I making such hard work of this? I thought I was being so natural with my tools. But now when I look back at it, I'm laughing at myself. But look, job done.
Look at this girl. She just can't resist the bed. Debbie's so clean compared to her. Ain't you, pet? Good girl. Now that's the job done for this evening anyway. They're all in, all very well behaved, thankfully. You can see the yearlings there behind me. They look a nice bunch in there in the middle. Big Black in with the two up front. Of course, she's throwing her weight around. And we've the two heifers in the pen here, so hopefully they'll get on okay and they'll share the straw. I have the silage given to them now on both sides, so hopefully they'll figure that one out instead of fighting over the one place. Just had a word with Dad there about the weather tomorrow as well. It looks like it is going to be even worse than today, so it looks like we might just leave the cattle in, and we might leave them in for a couple of weeks. Just let the ground dry up a bit, hopefully, and also just give the fertilizer a chance to kick in. If we can keep them in for 2 weeks until Norma is due to calve, it would give the ground a chance anyway, and it'll give the grass a chance. So we'll probably look to do that, especially when we're so, I don't like saying it, but we're comfortable with the bales this year, barring that they have to stay in until July, which I don't think is going to happen, but you never know around here. So look, it probably looks like we're just going to keep them in. We're running out of grass big time, so why would we be killing ourselves trying to keep them out at grass when we have the silage, you know? So that's probably the plan. We're testing at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'll come back for that. I'll record what I can, but if the weather is as bad as they're saying it will be, I'll probably record very little. But sure, look, we'll see how we go tomorrow anyway. Now that's the job done for today anyway, and all went really well. Everyone was very well behaved. Usually you'll have the one that'll act up, but no. All done in less than an hour. Back in, the girls are on their minerals and their soy meal, so they're happy out. The ones in the middle are just on silage, they're not getting anything else. And the 2 girls in the pen are eating away as well. Seem to be getting on very well. There was no messing around last night or anything. So that's good to see as well. Just means that we can leave them there for the couple of weeks. But yeah, while the vet was here, I got him to look at just a couple of things. So as I had mentioned, the bullock that I thought had a ball, he had 2. So I missed both of them. But not overly surprising, because I do remember at the time thinking that I wasn't entirely sure. He did have not an awful lot of trouble, but a good bit of trouble getting the Burdisso on them, and they were just quite high up and there was no real sack there. So he got them in the end though, and in fairness, he was a champ wherever he is there now. And then as well, Misty, she had a bit of a growth on her eye that I was a bit worried about, because it was getting quite close to her eye and it had gotten a little bit bigger, but he said that's just a wart and generally they just disappear after a little while. The limousine with the horn then, who is right there in the middle, we're going to dehorn her when we're reading. So not the nicest, but look, it's better to do it now, get it done. Yeah, so hopefully the reading goes well now on Saturday. Yeah, now it's reading day. I'm back down here and I don't see any lumps, so that calms me a little bit and gives me some hope. So hopefully that is the case. So we'll get them all out again now when the vet comes and he'll have a look, but there's nothing obvious to me anyway. So fingers crossed we're going to be okay. They've cleared all their silage, so it gives me a good opportunity now to just clean the place out before I put in another bale. I won't put the bales in until we've the reading done. Awful day out there again. As you can see, I have the waterproofs on. So yeah, it'll be a little bit miserable, but I assume the reading, fingers crossed, will be very quick and straightforward. And then we just have to dehorn the limousine there as well, which won't be the nicest, but look, it'll be good to have it done anyway. So I'm going to be cleaning up here while I'm waiting, keeping myself warm and busy while I'm waiting, and yeah, then we'll get into the reading, I guess. So I have some good news, and we have passed the herd test, which is fantastic. Just such a relief. To be honest with this one, I wasn't massively stressed. I think probably because we had the clear on the last test, I was a little more calm about it. And then when I couldn't see any lumps myself, I was fairly happy, but it's just great to know that we're okay now. We'll either be tested again in 6 months or the 12 months. We're not too sure, to be honest. We'd kind of rather get back to our old pattern if possible. So if we are tested again in 6 months, it's not the end of the world. So that was really quick. Then we also, can you see the silver on her head there? You'll probably see a little bit of blood as well. The heifer was dehorned. I didn't record it. I don't like recording that sort of stuff. It is very gruesome. I know some people will be interested and want to see it, but yeah, I wouldn't record it. She was heavily sedated. She's had painkillers, numbing, the whole lot. She's up there, the poor creature. I'd say she doesn't know where she is or who she is, but she's up. She doesn't want to miss the opportunity of the fresh bales, so she's kind of picking at it. Yeah, there's still a little bit of blood there, but I'm hoping that will just stop soon, because the vet did remove the veins there. As I said, quite gruesome for people who haven't seen that before. But look, all went well. She was a great girl as well, in fairness. So she's probably going to hate me forever is the only thing. So the vet was actually held up this morning at a C-section, so it just gave me the bit of time to clean out. As I mentioned, we're back to square one now after putting in the 2 bales, but you would have also seen we put the bolt on the door here, so I just want to say a big thank you to John, who sent that down to me, gave me everything you see there, drill bits, tech screws, bolts, everything, like everything we needed to do the job bar the drill he sent down. So thanks a million, and it is great. I can get rid of that block. I just couldn't be bothered lifting it now today, but we can get rid of that block that has probably been there for the past 20-30 years, to be honest, and we have the bolt and it worked perfectly. So that is pretty much me done now today. Today is Paddy's weekend, so it's the day before Paddy's Day. You won't see this until afterwards, but it's great to get the all cleared this weekend as well. I can enjoy my weekend. I have the long weekend off from work, so there might be a couple of Guinness had to celebrate and plenty of food to go with it and music. So yeah, it's a great weekend and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. I'm going to take the evening off today to watch the rugby. I'll probably take most of tomorrow off and then get back into it on Monday, the bank holiday. Myself and Dad have a few jobs lined up, so we'll see what we can or can't get done depending on the weather. But for now anyway, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for your support, well wishes, kind words and everything throughout this whole TB scenario. Thankfully for now we're out the other side of it. I am well aware of how lucky we are to have just gone down with the 1 heifer. I heard another horror story today from not so far away from me, which is an awful shame. But yeah, look, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, but it's over for now, and hopefully we won't have a repeat anytime soon anyway. But yeah, as I said, just thanks a million for all the support throughout it, and if you enjoyed the video, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.